we'll swap roles. And I just ask you to take a moment, Sophia, and many things are going on in your life. The question is, what comes up when I ask, where are you on your learning edge with regard to your transformation work, with your change work, with your work? Where is the learning edge?
Yeah. A lot of my learning edge is tied to that I became a full professor recently, and that I also got a large grant, and then I realized that I got a new position, and that in some sense I thought that I could just go on and do what I've done before, but I soon realized that people experience me differently and power positions themselves in relationship to me. And I've been a lot in a thinking process of how do I want to be? What kind of professor do I want to be? And one of the things that I'm trying to do is to create, inspired by the things we are doing here, more holding spaces. I want to do meeting in other ways. I also want to use my adult development tools when I support people. And the professor before me has also, I thought she had her favorites, and that has been quite clear. And it's also, how can I create a good research group where I don't have favorites? Because, you know, you like some people more than others, and you get annoyed by some, or you see some developmental signs in people. So how can I really go beyond that and see and support them where they are? Yeah, that was a lot of stuff.
No, I get it. Before speaking back, how do you feel? What's the feeling tone, the sensations around being at this learning edge?
It's actually a bit, it's a bit mixed feeling, because I thought that, well, now I'm professor, then I'm going to be happy. And then all these messy things came up. So just a week ago, I was like more crashed than I have been ever. So I'm like, yeah, I'm looking forward it, but it feels like a lot of hard work also. I felt like, oh, I want to be professor because then I get 50% research time. So then I can, you know, relax and create a reflective space. But then I got all this money. And then, yeah, and then I'm supposed to be a project leader. And yeah, just spending my time handling people and crowding up my time with that. So I felt like, ooh, a little bit, yeah.
So let me speak back just a little bit, and then ask a next question. So I hear that the context of your learning edge is, it's new because you've just been newly elevated to full professor. At around the same time, you also just got a big grant. So first of all, congratulations on all of those things. And then inside of that, there's a feeling of, oh, it's much more stressful than you had been hoping for. And part of that is the work with others. So you've kind of, it sounds like you've inherited something where people had insider group, outsider group. And so you have, it sounds like a desire to do it differently. But the truth is, there's power dynamics inside here. And so the feeling is one of stress, more than you were expecting. Anything else to add to that?
No, I picked, one of the key things that I picked up was that what is stressful with me is the work with others. You really said that clear, because I like to, yeah, I really precious the time with myself, and And I think working with others is a bit challenging, but that's also a very essential part of being a leader. So that is on the learning edge, what I'm thinking.
Nice, nice. And so now the question is really the one of purpose. You know, what's the purpose that is driving your work right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because I think that's a parallel track that I mentioned briefly. I really want to find my own purpose, not, yeah, because like what I need now here, what I said before, I had this image of what it is to be a professor, but now I really need to invent that and find a purpose for myself. Because I also talk a lot about the purpose of my department, because I want to, transparency and good collaboration and support others. But I think I really need to find my own purpose as well as the department purpose. See if they overlap, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I heard something earlier in the first question that might be relevant here, so let me test that with you. You said I have tools of development, and so adult development, creating new learning spaces, some of the stuff that we've actually been practicing together in AR Plus. So I heard in that part of the purpose could be to give voice to what you deeply care about.
Yeah, that's kind of true, because sometimes you keep those areas in your life kind of silent or things like that. I have this retreat coming up, and I really want to start that. I'm like thinking, oh, could we possibly have getting into the dark for 3 minutes? Would that be too much or something like that? But I'm planning to, I don't know if you have heard about the Creative Roller Coaster. It's a book by a UK, I should send you. He's using adult development applied to creative processes, and we have these lovely pictures of new ways of doing meetings.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I plan to have that as a startup and try to do some different things, but it's still going to be some, braveness or whatever it takes to do it differently, but really say that it's connecting to co-production, because if we are really going to do co-production, we need to do meetings another way, relate in another way. We can't just talk about it, like talk about action research. Yeah, we could do that, but if we're going to do that, we need, be integrated in all we do and every meeting we have, things like that. So that's my learning edge to live. Some of the things that we talk about here.
Yeah. I don't know if this is true. I'll test it with you. I saw a twinkle in your eye when you asked the question, is it possible to do that? And so just to speak back, but you're now, at least in part, in a leadership position. So you get to answer. And the answer is, if you want to do it, you can at least try it, right?
Yeah.
So that feels exciting.
Yeah, that's it. I'm feeling much better now than when we started.